Hey, Brendan here. And today I've got a really cool lesson for you. I'm going to teach you about the importing sweet spot. So what is this importing sweet spot of which I speak? Well, there are so many different roles that you could play in the importing game. You could be anywhere on the food chain, all the way from production down to the retail customer. And the question is, if you want to make money, where is the best place to be on the importing food chain? Where is the sweet spot? Well, firstly, here's the food chain. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of the food chain and the sweet spot. So let's start from the top of the food chain. So firstly, you have the factory. Now the factory is obviously the person that produces the goods. Now, you don't actually want to be the factory. And the reason why is that to be a factory, well, think about it. You've got to firstly set up your premises. You've got to get a license from the Chinese government. You've got to pay for the land. You've got to build a factory. You've got to find staff, skilled staff. You've got to do some R&D to find the right product. You've got to buy the equipment or the machines. And then you've got to get the raw material. And all of that's useless unless you have an order, which means you have sales and marketing. Virtually impossible to do for the average person, especially someone who's not based in China, someone who's based in the Western Australia. Can be done, but very difficult. So I say stay away from it. That is not within the purvey of my expertise. I'm not the guy to go to if you want to set up a factory in China. But the next thing that you might be looking at is the people who buy from the factories on behalf of retail customers or on behalf of the retailer or the wholesaler or the importer. That's your trading company over here. So the trading company buy directly off the factory and sell. The next, of course, is your sourcing agent. Now the sourcing agent are much better than the trading company. The trading company will generally add a markup. They're not your friend. The sourcing agent will just charge a percentage of the actual goods. And of course, at the bottom of the food chain is the retail customer. Now the retail customer is the person who goes into JB Hi-Fi, Best Buy, Harvey Norman, Walmart, Kmart, whatever you have, Target, name it, and pays top dollar for items, sometimes 10, 20 times over. You don't want to be there ever. The sweet spot is right here. And that is where you are not just the importer, but you're also a wholesaler and a retailer, where you combine all three of those roles. You might buy directly from the factory, or you might buy through a sourcing agent. You never want to buy through a trading company. They're just going to rip you off. But if you can be an importer, wholesaler, retailer, wear all three of those hats, then you are smiling. That is the importing sweet spot. That's where you want to be. Now, it's okay for you just to be a retailer or wholesaler. That's no problem. But if you could do all three, you already have the stock, you might as well. And that's really where I see a lot of people playing they're really playing and making a bit of money. So that's my tip to you. The importing sweet spot is right here in the middle. Hope that's been useful. Bye for now.